Oh, today we went out about 3 miles off of Point Loma, right outside the kelp beds, and set some of these fish traps for live nearshore rockfish and sheephead, some cabezon, and went and did some hook and line shelf rockfish fishing for vermilion rockcod, and then spent some time trolling around with some lures to get some really nice local bonito. I fish for a living because I watched my father do something that he didn't really like to do for 40 years to put food on the plate, or put food on the table for our family. And the guy really looked forward to Saturdays and Sundays when he didn't have to work and all he wanted to do was go fishing. And you know, ever since I was a little kid, that's all we did. We'd either go on those charter boats or take our own little private boat out and go fish in the lakes and the bays and stuff. And I just figured that I wasn't gonna be like that. I had the passion for fishing, so I figured I'd better try to find a way to make a living doing it. We did relatively well for the short amount of time that we spent out there, and the conditions and everything. It was a little rolly, a little swelly, a little windy today. It's not the most ideal fishing conditions. Fishermen are often portrayed in media and stuff as guys that aren't, you know, all that savvy, the kind of dregs of society possibly. But that's totally not the case. I mean, if you get to know your fishermen, you'll find out that they are some of the most genuine people around, and a lot of my friends that fish for a living share the same sentiment as I do, is that we know that our job is extremely noble. We go out and we produce high quality, healthy food that's sustainable for everybody to enjoy. Today we caught about 7 or 8 different kinds of different species of local fish. Rockfish, sheep's head, ocean whitefish, some perch, some bonita. Those are all great traditional local species that we have here. They're in abundance, they're open year-round for the most part. Some species have a closure. And you know, they're available through our local dockside market here all the time. And it's a great opportunity for people that live in the city to come down and try some real unique local fish. And find things and buy things and try things that are, you know, freshly caught that you don't see in a lot of fish markets and restaurants. It's a great opportunity to come down and really check out the bounty of our local waters. Well, the significance of supporting local fishermen and local fishing communities and U.S. fishermen is that when you are going to be a responsible seafood connoisseur, you should know that your decision to buy local and U.S. caught fish is the best and most wise decision you can make when it comes to sustainability, healthiness of the oceans, quality of seafood, traceability, and just overall sustainability in fishing. You know, the United States has the most highly regulated fisheries anywhere in the world. And there's no overfishing occurring, or has any species been overfished in the San Diego region. That being said, when seafood comes from other countries and unknown origins that don't follow the strict guidelines and standards that we have as far as regulations from the fishing industry and just overall quality control, you don't really know what you're getting or where it's coming from, and it's not benefiting anybody. One of the greatest things about being involved with the local culinary community, restaurant owners and chefs, as being a fisherman, is that our industries are really similar. Fishermen and chefs go through a lot of the similar struggles on a daily basis. I know from my experience working with a lot of the great chefs in San Diego, it's really opened my eyes to what seafood really means to people. A lot of times growing up in the fishing industry, you sell to a person that is a middleman or a wholesaler, and you never get to see the end result of the product that you produce. By working with the chefs, it's created a great opportunity for a lot of us fishermen to actually see the direct results of the fish that we catch and the lobsters and the crabs that we work so hard. And also, it's really incentivized fishermen to be adventurous, because a lot of the chefs are, to bring in new species and to try different kinds of local fish that weren't sought after before. And a lot of these chefs are doing a tremendous job at exploring new seafood options.
Cool, so this is one of my favorite local fish. It's a bonito. And flavor-wise, it's almost like a cross between tuna and mackerel. Mackerel is like probably my favorite fish out of all of them. just gonna crisp it up with the blowtorch. So you'll have this fish really melts in your mouth. Then to contrast with that, we'll have the little crispy skin on there. You just kind of see how we blistered it up. A lot of times in fish, oil is flavor. And just to show you how flavorful that fish is, you see all that oil that jumped right out as soon as I hit it with the blowtorch. Traditionally, this fish is served with ginger, garlic, ponzu sauce. That's just to kind of complement that oil and the stronger flavors. One thing that's really cool about all this local fish and having Dockside Market in San Diego, as long as you're not looking for the species that everyone's gonna fight over, which is the species that a lot of times have the least flavor anyway, all of this stuff is ridiculously economical. And this right here, this whole plate, is way below 200 bucks. And for a restaurant on the plate, the value of this is